An application will now be shown from the hold Kazuri Yoko Shiho Gatami, the modified side 4/4 hold. Yuki attempts to grab Tori's belt for a bridge and roll escape. For this application to succeed, Tori must control Yuki's arm before Yuki takes hold of Tori's belt. At the right moment, Tori turns and brings Yuki onto his front and applies Waki Gatami. An application will now be shown from the hold Tate Shiho Gatami, the straight 4/4 hold. Yuki attempts to escape by turning. Tori first resists Yuki's efforts to escape before applying Waki Gatami. The principle of resistance and reaction is demonstrated for this hold. Momentarily, Yuki's movements are uncontrolled, and he rolls over onto his front. The difficulty with this application is maneuvering. Tori, at the right moment, must change from a straddled to a Kezukatami type position to apply Waki Gatami. An application will now be shown from the hold Yushiro Kezukatami, the reverse scarf hold. Yuki attempts to escape by turning towards Tori. Tori first resists Yuki's efforts to escape before applying Yushiro Wakikatami. The principle of resistance and reaction is demonstrated for this hold. Momentarily, Yuki's movements are uncontrolled and he rolls over onto his front. Using the principle of resistance and reaction, Tori applies Yushiro Wakikatami. The final application in the Asaikomi Waza section is from the hold Kamishiho Gatami, the upper 4/4 hold. Yuki attempts to escape by turning towards Tori. Tori first resists Yuki's efforts to escape before applying Yushiro Wakikatami. The principle of resistance and reaction is demonstrated for this hold. Momentarily, Yuki's movements are uncontrolled and he rolls over onto his front. Again, Tori resists Yuki's escaping actions, then releases and applies Yushiro Wakikatami. Self-defense applications with Wakikatami and Yushiro Wakikatami. Whenever you practice a self-defense application, you must be very, very careful, as this is what could happen. probably the most neglected area of judo study. Because of this, and because many beginners join judo with a curiosity related to self-defense, this section has been included for the interested instructor and student. Tori defends against a rear strangle. Tori first defends his attacked neck by tucking his chin in. Next he pulls down on Yuki's attacking arm. Stuns Yuki with an elbow strike to the ribs. Turns while controlling Yuki's arm. Takes Yuki to the ground and applies Shiro Waki Gatami. Tori defends against a frontal grip. Tori first stuns Yuki by flicking his fingers into Yuki's eyes. He takes him to the ground and applies Waki Gatami. Again, Tori defends against a frontal grip. Tori first stuns Yuki with an uppercut punch. Then using a wrist lock, takes Yuki to the ground to apply Yushiro Waki Gatami. Tori defends against a frontal strangle. Tori breaks the strangle by swinging his arm over. He then strikes Yuki on the chin with his elbow and takes him to the ground to apply Waki Gatami. Tori defends a strike to the head. Tori blocks the strike, throws Yuki with a sotogari, and applies Yushiro Wakikatame. Instead of gripping the jack before Yuki is pushed over, Tori defends against grabbing. Tori first breaks the grip with a wrist lock, then backs away, taking Yuki down and applying a Wakikatame. Tori defends against wrist grabbing. Tori escapes the grip by pulling his right wrist between Yuki's thumb and index finger. He strikes the side of Yuki's head. Takes him down to the ground and applies Wakikatame. Tori defends against a rear bear hug. Tori stuns and breaks the bear hug grip with his sliding kick to the ankle. Then, controlling Yuki's arm, he turns and takes Yuki down to the ground and applies Yushiro Wakikatame. I hope you found the information in this tape informative, educational, thought-provoking, and even stimulating. I also hope that you'll experiment in your judo practice and try some of the techniques that are new to you. I close now with a short preview from the other tapes and wish you good luck, good health, and joyful practicing in your judo journey.
Hi, this is Keith Schwartz, and you're watching my final tape and the final test in the rank requirements for Judo. This tape is for Shodan, or first degree black belt, and is for only the most serious student. You should have passed all the requirements described in previous tapes before even viewing this tape. And now let's begin with the first technique. Now our first technique is a nagewaza, or throwing technique, and it's called Harai Goshi Gaeshi. It's a counter throw to Harai Goshi. As Lowell attacks with Harai Goshi, I cut and block, bridging backwards, and I drive him by pushing with my right foot. I drive him to his left side, and that's a weak spot in any throw where you come up with a reaping technique like this. A weak spot is pushing him off to the outside, and that's exactly where I'm going to drive him. Now also what I'm going to do is use my left foot to catch his outside leg. And here we go. So you block with the hips, lifting and sweeping. Once again, coming in hard. Now let's see that